Hi everybody, it's Big Ed Mustafa. Welcome to Adventures After Dark. I'm your host, I'm Big Ed Mustafa. I am excited to be here on Lotro Stream tonight. I am on my newest free-to-play account, the one I made for free-to-play Fridays. I'm going to play one of these characters, and I'm just trying to figure out which one. God laughs while men make plans, so I occasionally like to improvise. And, I'm thinking for some reason Lore Master tonight. I'd originally planned to play Jasko, but I've been accused of being on a burglar run lately. So we'll mix it up a little bit. Telrinian's an elf. She is a Lore Master. She's level 35. And she was probably crafting last I left off with her. There we go. I see my buddy Donnie checking in. Hello, Donnie. How are you, buddy? I've got a Coke Zero handy. We'll crack that bad boy open. And I know the YouTubers like it when I get right to the snacking part. I do have a couple of chocolate-covered graham cookies, but the main snack tonight, pistachios. Love pistachios. Haven't had any pistachios in a while. Donnie says, I'm doing already. Are you done talking to your new cramps tonight? Yes, Donnie. If you don't know my buddy Donnie uses a speech-to-text converter. It doesn't always get what Donnie's saying right, so that's okay. Donnie and I will probably catch up tomorrow.
Hello.
Hi, Antler. How are you? Not answering questions, I see?
Good.
Okay, good. How was your Friday?
Crap, hold on, I gotta restart my Discord.
All right. Donnie says, yeah, we will. We'll talk tomorrow afternoon when you're not busy. Well, as long as I'm married to Mrs. Mustafa, I'm always busy. That woman keeps me running constantly. But that's okay.
Alright, looks like I'm good.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, Friday's doing alright. Dark and cloudy, though.
That's alright. Into every life a little rain must fall. Huge scales or a misty mountain task item? Interesting. Well, let's get right to it. I'll head to the housing area and turn in some huge scales. So what are you doing tonight in Middle-earth?
I might go, it says the Cone Festival is boosted, so I might go check that out.
That's always a good time. Stop joining too, you make me the yarn.
I think that means we're making Donnie tired.
That could be. That's why people watch my streams, Donnie, because I help them fall asleep. Either that or they lost a bet, one of the two. Maybe both. You're right, it did stop doing that. Okay. So, Antler, have you been checking out any of the Umbar preview?
I actually, I hate to admit it, I have not.
No, the feedback I've heard so far is pretty good. I think people are excited about it. Have you
Yep,
pre-ordered the expansion yet?
I have not, and I don't really spend much when it comes to expansions. I usually like play as I go. Will I visit the area? Probably.
Well, you run into this every once in a while. I'm on the 31 to 40 board. These huge scales are supposed to be Misty Mountain rep turn in. And they're level 39 task items, but they're not showing up on the board.
Have you
Now,
tried looking at? Have you tried looking at level 4? Well, you probably are not level. No, you're like level 39. It's probably one of those weird level lock things that you remember where I think you encountered that at one point.
yeah, we ran into this before with something. I don't remember what it was.
So,
These huge scales, I cannot turn them in yet. Boy, is that annoying. Yet MacArthur says not all task items are on the housing task boards. Aragian is especially bad at that. Well, Aragian task items aren't actually usable for rep. So even I don't get too excited about Aragian task items. I don't think I have a whole lot else.
yeah, you can get there's a task quest called Huge Scales, and it's level 41, and you can get rep for that with Thorn's Hall.
Well, there you go. We'll switch over to blue line. Looks like I was earning fidelity. We may as well go back to trying to max out wisdom. Let's see what I've got in the old task tracker. Angmar, Breland, Fornost, Intro, Lone Lands, North Downs, Reputation, and the task at hand. Let's see how my rep's looking on this character. Kindred to the Minabrie, ally to Thorin's Hall. Boy, that's pretty good at level 35, isn't it? Kindred to the Eglain, kindred to the Rangers of Estelden. So I could go work on the Wardens. I could go work on the Elves of Rivendell. And apparently I've not spent a lot of time in the Shire.
Shame on you.
Forbin Kid checking in. Hello, Forbin Kid.
Have you run pies on that character yet?
Have I run what?
Have you ran pies yet?
No. If I'd run pies, I would have my Matham Society rep maxed out. Or at least be quite a bit further along than I am.
Here. Looks like for my lore master that I created during your free to play series, the only reputation that I don't have maxed out is the Glane. I have every single one maxed out except the Glane. And this is my level 50 character.
So I have Arid Lewin wiped clean on this character, as opposed to the Shire, where I've started nothing. And then I've got some open tasks or some open deeds in Breland. In fact, quite a few of them, it looks like. Surprised I have so many deeds undone, but I maxed out on rep with Breland. Maybe I should focus on the important question. How's my fishing? Level 52, I am at trout level already. Tux Ramus checking in. Hi Tux, how are you?
And great value lemon sandwich cookies.
Great value fudge covered graham cookies. I gotta hit the grocery store tomorrow. Doing good, enjoying the fall festival. Awesome. I am glad to hear it. In fact, we will go ahead and make Tux Ramus the first shout out of the night. In addition to being a gentleman and a scholar, Tux Ramus is also a Linux guru and was very helpful helping me get set up. I play and stream Lotro from Linux. It runs beautifully, and frankly, it usually runs better than if I were trying to do it from Windows. One of the things that got me interested in checking it out was all of the times that Windows would just update and blow out all my sound settings, and I have to go through and reconfigure Windows sound, and then I'd have to go reconfigure OBS sound, and then I'd have to go reconfigure Discord sound, and it was like, why are they doing this to me? The stability in Linux is a very welcome change. And the performance is terrific. In fact, there's a whole laundry list of games that run really well in Linux. You're welcome, Tux. Always happy to support fellow Lotro streamers, and we don't get a chance to hang out together as much as we used to, but I was glad I was able to pop in the other day and say howdy. And yeah. All my best to Sorcerer Zero, aka Mrs. Tux Ramus. The road to Rivendell. Apparently I haven't been in the Trollshaws at all before.
Hail, friend, and well met.
Hail, friends, and well met.
Will you lend me your ear?
Find the elves' marker.
Stay a moment.
Talk to Thornell and the North Trollshaws. And what are we looking for? Artifacts. I am a scholar. Okay. Can do that. Vermin of the Mountains. Checking the latest Linux Mint Edge edition last night. Looks very good. It's basically the exact same as regular Mint, just has an updated kernel for drivers. Very nice. I keep trying to talk myself out of updating to Ryzen 7000 series chip, and I ordered a couple of 2 terabyte PCIe Gen 4 drives. These were on sale for $61 on Newegg, so I got a couple of them, and now it's like, Chief, I just get a new motherboard, CPU, and GDDR5 RAM. I could use these new drives in a new build. You know. There's always something to spend money on. But I figure if I'm a good boy and I wait till spring, I can order a Ryzen 8000 series chip. I don't think Lynx is the most popular pet. I like them. The stealth attack, it's like it's sicking a burglar on your target. You'll notice when it hits from stealth, it does about half the damage on the first hit. Makes for very quick fights. They do a lot of damage, absolutely. I've been trying to be a good boy and not spend money unnecessarily and put cash away, but when the time comes for a new PC, I will be ready. The problem is the system I have now is just so darn good. And it's not that it's anything super fancy, it's pretty middle of the road, but it just does everything I want it to do. This is where you're supposed to ask me what I'm running, Antler, so I can bore Zinger with my system specs. Oh, this must be the road to the angle, right? That's where we went the other night. I think Antler already fell asleep. Same as mine. I'm still on the 3700X. Yeah, great chip. Yeah, 5700X, 6700 XT video card, 32 gigs of RAM. Zinger says, except it probably still has Overwatch 2 installed on it. Might as well replace the whole machine. Zinger, you were not wrong. If the only video card out there was, or the only game out there was Overwatch 2, I think kids would just go back to reading. They'd be like, you want to play Overwatch? Nah, I'm just going to read a book. These opinions are my own and do not represent those of Standing Stone Games. We are hardly discouraged from criticizing other games while on this channel. That having been said, Overwatch 2 just, it sucks. It's awful. Sneaksy is tearing them up tonight. One of my lore masters has a lynx named Toonces from the old Saturday Night Live sketch. Toonces the driving cat, which was just a bit of silliness. Where can we find one more Stonehoof? Bad enough it has to run Apex. I know, right? Actually, playing Apex over the winter should be pretty nice. Apex really hammers the video card hard. It's a DX11 game, so it can't run on more than 4 CPU cores. So it doesn't really stress the CPU too much, but the video card runs at 100% flat out almost the whole time I'm playing it. And if I sit in here and I play Apex for 2, 3, 4 hours, the room I'm in just gets progressively hotter and hotter and hotter. And I always laugh
because we have those 95-degree days.
Well, I'll be sitting in here and just getting sweaty, and I'll go walking out to the living room, and Mrs. M is like, "Isn't it cold in here?" I'm like, "Oh God, no, I came out to get something to drink. I'm dying." Oh, I have to go find the elf marker along the road. Okay. My problem is I think I'm a prospector and I'm looking at all these ore nodes going, why can't I pick these up? Because you're a scholar, idiot. Quit trying to harvest ore. Duck says you changed your office. I changed homes. Mrs. Mustafa was gone for almost 9 months. Long story short, yeah, she tried to ruin Thanksgiving last year by dying, and she was in the intensive care and then post-critical care, and then she was at a nursing home from January until July. And while she was gone, I moved us into a bigger apartment where we have a walk-in shower without a tub. And put in a few niceties, grab bars in the shower, and we've got a rail kit on the bed and one of the bathrooms, the one in the master bedroom. And so yeah, I've got the spare bedroom kind of set up. Well, right now it's basically a junk room. I haven't unboxed hardly anything since we moved. Kind of don't like the apartment complex and would sort of like to move again next year. Wanted to get her home and get her settled and get her stronger. So we could kind of pick out a new place together, but I think she likes the place we're in. So she hasn't been too upset, other than the fact that she can't find most of her stuff. Sorry to hear it about Mrs. M. Glad she's feeling better. Yeah, she's not all the way back yet, but she is doing well and working my butt to the bone, which she enjoys thoroughly. So it's all good. Daddy Dobbynet says, no, idiot, merely mistaken. Questing Dad checking in. Hi, Questing Dad. Oh, Daddy Dobner says, I remember playing in the Troll Shaws, one of my favorite regions. Well, let's get the Questing Dad a shout out. Always appreciate it when other Lotro streamers come by and say hello. Thanks for being here. I know Mage Centron was streaming Lotro earlier. I think Eldolith was doing some crafting. Maybe some coloring tonight.
Druid's Fire is doing some Lotro right now.
Oh, good. And I think I saw an announcement that the Extra Life campaign is coming up again here soon. I did that last year. We did pretty well. I think I hit my $500 goal for that. That was fun. I'll be here more often on Fridays now that I'm off night shift. Oh, good. Congratulations.
Man, maybe we could come up with another punishment for you.
I've been punished enough. We just finished the fundraiser for Make-A-Wish of Nebraska. The giant check is right behind me on the wall. I got to move my big giant head so you guys can see it. My Twitch viewers contributed over $2,000, and I had a bunch of challenges for them. At $500, I played World of Warships for 5 hours, sailing only the USS Omaha over and over. It's kind of a paper mache cruiser, and yeah, it gets sunk pretty easily, so that was a rather challenging 5 hours. And then at 1,000 hours, oh god, I had to unlock Mad Maggie on Apex Legends and play Apex Legends for 10 hours as Mad Maggie. That was god-awful. Then at $1,500, I said I would get Mrs. Mustafa to play and stream. And that happened a couple weekends ago. And I got her to stream Candy Crush for about 29 minutes. As long as I promised her ice cream and kept feeding her ice cream. And then at $2,000, if we hit the $2,000 goal, I would play and stream Overwatch. And that was my worst punishment, and I managed to do that for 90 minutes. I have no idea why some of my friends are playing that game. I was just bored out of my mind. Lashikali Game says, make him play a hunter as punishment. I play hunter once in a while. I've got a level 123 on Arkenstone, Nemini. And yeah, I'm not unfamiliar with hunters. I think we got trolls down
What
here.
about Bayorn?
I do have a Bjorning or two. I have a couple of Bjornings. I haven't bought Brawler yet. Troll Slayer. Oh, that was Zinger razzing me. Zinger loves hunters. No, what was funny was Nemini was the last character I converted legendaries on because she was already over P even with her old weapons. Plus she crafted her own first age legendary crossbow. I always kind of liked that, and I thought it was cool looking. But I think I did eventually dust her off and get her some modern legendaries. And Tuxramus says brawlers are fun. Yeah, everybody I've talked to who's played brawler seems to like the class well enough. But I'm sure I'll get around to getting one sooner or later. That's a good question. I got a Bjorning to level 30. Excuse me. So if you're going to be eating pistachios, it's nice to play Lore Master. Sit back, crack some pistachios, watch your pet go kill the trolls. It's a good thing. I'm going to tell an awful story. I was just laughing when I saw that title, Thunder in the Hills. Mrs. M and I went to go visit some friends of ours down in Dallas one time. Our friends Walt and Sarah. Sarah was a bridesmaid at our wedding. Walt and our friend Jim came along. Jim and Walt were deacons in our church. And Walt and Sarah had moved down to Dallas, and we went down to visit them, and Jim flew in from North Carolina. He had also moved. And good friends. We still stay in touch to this day. In fact, Sarah and Walt had sent Mrs. M flowers in the hospital, and Jim actually came to visit. And Jim sang at our wedding. And when Jim came to visit, I felt kind of bad. He brought Mrs. M Oklahoma Joe's barbecue all the way from Kansas City. And I had brought her lunch, and some of her girlfriends had come up to visit, and they had also brought her food. That's how Mrs. M operates. She told all of us we needed to bring her food and gave us all our marching orders. And so by the time Jim got there, she was stuffed full. I don't think she ever got to try the barbecue. What the hell was I prattling on about? Oh, so we get to Dallas, and there was just something about the flight. The pressurization, maybe it was something I'd eaten the night before we flew. I was just really, really gassy. And I was apologizing to our friends. I'm like, I'm going to have a code word, and it's Dark Thunder. And if you hear me say Dark Thunder, you just want to move away from me as fast as you can. And and we went to a Fry's in Dallas, and we walked around. A big electronics store, bigger and crazier than Best Buy. I mean, big. They were almost like a micro center. If you never had a chance to visit a Fry's, this was back in their heyday too. It was quite the place. And we're walking around, and Walt and Sarah, I'm like looking at something in one of the aisles, and Walt and Sarah come like walking around, and they're like, "Oh, hey, Ed." I'm like, "Dark Thunder." They're like, "What? Dark Thunder?" And I let one fly, and they're like, "Oh." I'm like, "I tried telling you, Dark Thunder. Get away, save yourselves." It was pretty funny. So if you ever get a chance to meet me in person and you hear me say Dark Thunder, you need to just heed the warning. Another thing that probably made me think of it was I had a couple of microwave burritos for dinner last night. So yeah, it was definitely a Dark Thunder day. And remember, Ed's corollary, if you're in the troll shaws, never pass up an opportunity to kill a wolf. They are scattered and sometimes difficult to find. I'm happy they added that cleave skill, because otherwise pulling large groups is taking way too long to DPS down. Is that a brawler skill, Zinger?
And if they could do like an egging emote for Halloween, that would be something I'd be very happy to do.
Well, they could get Farmer Sanderson upset. Bjorning AoE. Okay, thank you.
Robert,
Yes, my love.
where's my back scratcher?
Last time I saw it, I think it was on the couch. I think I put it on that big cushion in the middle. I was just telling everybody the story about the time we went to Dallas to visit Walt and Sarah, and I was using Dark Thunder as a code word. You remember that? I guess not. She's mostly just concerned with finding the back scratcher. If I'm not otherwise occupied, I'm the back scratcher. She's out there like, yeah, who cares about your nonsense? I'm looking for the back scratcher, idiot. Still trying to get that sixth drop from the deer. I keep gently nagging one of the guys at work. I'm like, hey Taylor, you need to go kill Bambi and bring deer meat in. You must hunt and gather for the tribe, for some of us are weak and cannot hunt. Man, if the price of beef gets any more expensive, I might have to go hunting. So, Mariner class is available now. You can buy it in the store. Is that correct?
Yep.
Well, that brings up the question then. Who's playing Mariner and how do you guys like it so far? If you're in chat, just mention your what level your Mariner is.
You were actually saved by a mariner.
Oh, nice.
Remember, it was Wednesday night. You had to go take care of Mrs. M, and you were in the troll shards. You got attacked by a sickle fly while you were AFK.
I remember. Egarther says it comes with a pre-order. Nice. Yeah, Mariner swooped in and buckled his swash or her swash. And then it shivered its timbers. Mary Rose has one, and hers is level 27. I'll bet it's a hobbit too, isn't it, Mary Rose?
Of course it's a hobbit.
That's just how the hobnugget rolls. Egarther has about 6 of them, one of them Valard to 130 for testing, wiki stuff, etc. Cool. See, there's a perfect example of when you should use Gift of the Valar. Egarther had a purpose. Yep, River Hobbit Mariner. Very nice.
Red's not high enough for Fornos, is he?
I don't think so.
I was gonna say, if you need another body for level 30 and want to do fun, and you guys want to do Fornos tomorrow, I could join you.
Well, hopefully he doesn't have his Lotro install jacked up and I end up playing PC Building Simulator by myself again.
You're gonna find this funny. Last Saturday, I was questing on my Runekeeper in the Shire. I found out there is a skirmish camp up north by Scary.
Yeah.
I did not know that. In all my years of playing this game, I did not know there was a skirmish camp in the Shire.
Well, now that you say it, I'm trying to remember where it's at. Maybe that's something new that got added? I doubt it. If it's there, it's probably always been there. Yeah, it's not ringing a bell for me either.
It's over by Brocken Borings.
Yep.
It's like it's on the northern road to Evendom.
Oh, it's kind of on the hill behind town over by the windmill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it now. I don't remember ever using that skirmish camp, but yeah, I think I've run past it a few hundred times.
Like, holy cow, I am not, in all my years, I did not know this was here. Then again, I never go on that road, because if I ever go to Eminem, I go through Bree.
Well, if you spend all your time porting around on your hunter, you do tend to miss stuff. Not enough bats or flies out here to finish either of those. Sir Waffles confirms, yeah, that's the only one in the Shire. I guess they couldn't add it to Mickle Delving for some reason. PC building co-op would be great. You could be the builder and the other players could be the nagging customers unhappy with your work. What's silly is they added delving NPCs to all of the skirm camps. Guess they thought folks would spend a lot of time in skirm camps. Everybody loves skirmish camps. Shopping is fun when you forget you were on the buyback panel and think it is the sell. Hey, we've all been there before, Ben Kid. You're in good company, buddy. There we go. Plague of Flies complete. Let's see if we can go find a couple more bats and we'll turn in the... I don't remember if this is deer meat. I think it's blankets if you get closer to Thorinhead.
What can I do for you?
Provisioning the elves complete. Whew, I had too much pack space. I'm glad I got some task items. Feel a lot better about that now. Alright, let's see if we can find some more bats. Kills me running past platinum. I want the platinum. Let me
all
have the
your
platinum.
Give me all your platinum.
Assume this is on the alt account, going by the bag slots. Yeah, this is on the free-to-play Fridays account. Usually there's bats back in here. I just hope my lynx doesn't catch rabies from one of the bats and then I have to have him shot.
God, makes me think of Ark.
Our old Yeller?
Which,
Is that a thing in
the
Ark?
Cave bats. Now in Ark, there are cave bats that if they bite you, they give you rabies, and then you pretty much die.
Get good virus protection for your links, exactly. Well, I am a scholar. I may as well pick up the indigo plant. Sneakies, kill. Sneaksy. Kill, Sneaksy, kill.
Right. The name reminds me of that one cartoon, Sneaksy and Meeks or something.
Mary Rose says, I have a woman lore master and elf lore master, but it's my hobbit lore master that I play the most. She too loves the links. Does respawning a pet spawn the same exact one, or is it kind of like a father sneakily replacing a kid's deceased fish with a new one? That's a good question. If I can quote the great Ozzy Osbourne, I don't know. I think I'd write a player's guide about what I don't know. I would suspect it's a lot like replacing the dead goldfish.
I'm not a smart man.
Where the heck did all the bats go? Sneaksy kill. That wolf got jacked up. Is that a corrupt dark claw? No, it's another wolf. What's the rule, Antler?
Huh?
Never don't kill a wolf in the troll shaws.
Yep.
You need like 500 of them for Slayer Advanced, and they're not bunched up anywhere. You really have to do some poking around to find them. You are also not a bat? Oh, there's a dark claw though.
Let's see here. So there are a couple dense populations, and there's 12 plus spawns in Drugalad.
That's really the only place.
And Ekad Garudian with 11 to 13. Let's see here. There's stealth in the throughout the Bruinen Gorges. and scattered throughout the angle.
Go get him, Sneaksy. So, Mary Rose, how are you liking your Mariner so far? And of all the times to run into a rich platinum deposit, it's when I'm not on a prospector. Like, man. Are you excited for Halloween, Antler?
Yep. Hey, get to for who was it that was asking about the haunted burrow last week?
I don't remember.
All right, cause I'm doing it right now.
Awesome. Ponton Finberry checking in. Hi, Ponton. How are you? Fighting like dogs and cats back there, Antler.
What's up?
My lynx was attacking a wolf. I said they were fighting like dogs and cats. It's too late. You needed to laugh at that sooner. You failed. Not disappointed. I'm just angry. And disappointed. Haunted Burrow quests are kind of like missions since you can only do one at a time. No snacks this time, but ate good burgers earlier. Ooh, nice. I think Sneaksy just about one-shot that worm. Dropping the waffles. I want to take another run at making my corn muffin pancakes this weekend. Gotta hit the grocery store though. I need eggs and I need, well, Mrs. M insists on syrup. She's like, why would you make pancakes without syrup? If your pet gets powerful enough, he will start telling you what to do. Yeah. I'm already used to it. Mrs. M has me pretty well conditioned to obey. Yeah, until Easter rolls around again, eggs might be the only protein anybody can afford. Might have to start fishing for meat. What are we having for dinner, Bluegill? What about tomorrow, Bluegill? Well, my thought pattern was, since they were corn muffin pancakes, just eat them with butter and honey. They were delicious that way, but Mrs. M was like, I want syrup, because they were pancake shaped and not muffin shaped. She's had an awful sweet tooth lately. It's kind of funny. She was like, get sweet and low. I want sweet and low. So I got sweet and low, and then all of a sudden she's like, ugh, that stuff tastes gross. Don't put any sweet and low in my tea. It's like, yes, dear. So if I give her plain tea, she doesn't drink it. And if I give her sugar sweetened tea, she gobbles it up.
Have you ever tried that, what is it, that brisk tea?
What, the pre-made stuff in a bottle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much almost the only tea I'll drink.
Well, I'm a pretty big fan of iced tea. I just don't drink it sweetened. If I wanted to drink something sweet, I would, of course, order a pop. Singer says, I hear Soylent Green is pretty affordable. And delicious. Do I have to kill any more bears? No, I'm done with bears. You can quit picking on the bears. I'm either lost or getting near Thornhead. We'll find out which. Maybe both. Only thing I know for sure is I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. Bear Whites. I don't remember Bear Whites being out here. That's really weird. Poor Sneaksy. Okay, I am not near Thornhead. Honey is my go-to for hot tea. Yeah, honey pretty well rocks. Freelancer says Thornhead is southeast of there. Thank you, Freelancer, and howdy. Strider U22 says hi. I'm just out wandering around killing stuff. Or rather watching my pet kill stuff. It's easier to eat pistachios that way. Yeah, our Wednesday night group did Tomb of Elendil on Gladden, and we kind of wrecked it. I enjoyed that. That was fun.
Greetings to you.
And Torrent. Freelancer, do you have a Mariner up and running yet? How are you liking the new class? Sneaksy, go get him. Go get him, Sneaksy. Man, it's like they're taunting me tonight. Big Ed's on a character that's not a prospector. Let's just cover the whole landscape with platinum everywhere. Questing Dad says, I'm heading off to bed. Have a great stream, Big Ed, and a good night. Thank you, Questing Dad. Yourself as well. Have a great weekend, bud. Forbin Kid says, I tried the Tomb solo long ago with an overlevel Guardian, and after 30 minutes of it healing my damage, I gave up. Yeah. It's usually pretty tough. Not starting another class anytime soon. Also, as a career squid, don't think I want to do a Toon Sailor. Fair enough. Guards can wreck pretty well these days, and with yellow passive you can basically fill out 2 trees. That is a steep drop. Culling the prey. Well, he went right down. Mariner should have a meta deed for a line crossing day with the title of Shellback. If you know, you know. Oh, it's good work, Sneaksy. What? A fishing rod? Okay. If I must, I must. This is going to be tricky trying to crack pistachios while fishing. Grayling. Old boot. A howding. Brown trout. Nice catch. Speckled trout, very nice. I like this little pond back here. It's a nice relaxing place to fish. If you're not fishing Middle Earth, you're not truly exploring Middle Earth. What's funny is I haven't gotten a single fishing skill point yet. I'm at 52, 53. I knew I was ready to start catching trout, but rusty mace. Another grayling. We're being stingy with the fishing points so far tonight. been fishing in Lake Town, still trying to get the last fish for the deed, pumpkin seed fish. There's I know I talked about it before, but there's a standalone trophy for the pumpkin seed. It's beautifully drawn. Ooh, golden mullet. Yeah, whoever designed that trophy really knows pumpkin seeds. Nine spine stickleback. We'll put him back. And a outing. All right. Well, that's a little disappointing. I was hoping I would at least get a point of fishing. No joy. Ooh, he wrecked that Glen buck. Nice. Which way are we going, Ed? Let's try to go the right way. Ooh, nice. Deep in the wilderness. Deeds in the Wilderness Advanced. Oh, Deeds in the Wilderness. Reading is hard. Almost out of pistachios.
Or so they say.
There are many nice fish trophies to earn. They do their research on what the fish look like. Garth, I have to confess, I am not familiar with what a line crossing ceremony is.
Oh, it's an initiation rite that commemorates a person's first crossing of the equator.
Okay. It's a ceremony involving King Neptune and other crazy stuff.
Yep.
Sounds a little wacky.
What do you need?
Oh, they want bear hides, that's right.
Well, luckily you're right next to a bear den.
That is convenient. I don't have enough great years. My new Lindleby house I bought, I made a fish tank aquarium room. Can turn the fish trophy around. The back side doesn't render, so you only see the fish. It looks like they're swimming. Cool. I love the fish pond housing trophy for your yard. That's pretty cool. Obviously, the raunchier versions wouldn't be observable by children. Now we have a t-shirt on our wall for when Sorcerer Zero did it. Known to the elves of Rivendell. Lotro points granted. I'm very surprised I haven't bottomed out on maximum task item turn-ins yet. I could look and see how many more I can do, but that would spoil the surprise. There we are, task limit reached. Wow, 9 of 9 already. It's pretty good for a 35th level character. Wild Mambo Queen says, cool. Hello, Wild Mambo Queen. Tommy Lawless checking in. Hello, Tommy. And Gipio's here, too. Rocking the beard, I see. Yeah, it's about 2 weeks old. I think I decided around the 1st of October I wasn't going to shave. It's getting there. I think today was the first day I felt like I didn't have porcupine face. I went to rub under my lip and it was like, oh, that's not that prickly anymore. Yep, no shave in November. I'll probably keep the beard all winter. Donnie says, good night as I talk to you tomorrow. Donnie, have a good night, buddy. almost never shave, only trim, always a beard. I enjoy having a beard. I kind of enjoy shaving it off, though, too. Well, for one thing, I look about 10 or 12 years younger without the beard.
Wouldn't want that now, wouldn't we?
Kipio says Santa Claus is just prepping for Christmas. Oops, I mean Ed. You're hilarious, Kipio. Oh, by the way, how'd your Broncos do last night? Funny man.
Wow, yeah, I just saw that score. Holy cow.
Well, we held the Chiefs to 19 points. I think that's a win in itself for the defense. Only Russ and company showed up. Speaking of Rolling Stones, the new album drops in 1 week. October 20th, Hackney Diamonds. Very exciting. Forbin Kid says, good night, all. Forbin Kid, have a good night, buddy. We will talk to you soon. Plus, you're in the Troll Shaws now. Quest Rolling Stones is there. I'm on that quest right now. So it reminded me to mention it. More platinum. I've never seen so much platinum in my whole life. Super annoying. If I came out here on a jeweler, it would all be dwarf iron. You dirty, rotten so-and-sos.
If you like, I could collect you some.
No. That's okay. It's like the game knows exactly how to jack with our pea brains. It's not fair, Ponton. Nope, I don't need any more bears, apparently. I think I'm done with Swift Craghawks for the moment. Good on deer. See if I can find another troll or two and a few more crawlers. As we'll pick up the indigo plant. Crawlers are done. I think I need 2 more trolls. Come on, Sneaksy. Ginger checking in. Hi, Ginger. How are you? Bears, but no trolls up here. There's a stone troll. I think I'm done with crawlers. Just need 1 troll. There he is. Okay. Oh, there's the troll. Ginger's doing okay. Hopefully you guys are almost ready for your big cross-country move. Started to load the truck tonight. Very exciting. Going from Idaho to Alabama. You'll definitely like the winters better. Oh, Mississippi, not Bama. I'm sorry, we talked about that the other night. I don't know why I had Alabama stuck in my head. Even asked Alabama or Mississippi, and you told me Mississippi. That's all right. I was trying to protect your anonymity on the interwebs. Now you gave yourself away, Ginger. Could be plausible. Oh, excuse me, or I'm just tired and I've had a long week and I forgot.
At your service and your families.
I'll let y'all decide which one is more likely of the two.
You're tired.
I think you might be right. That's okay. Do I care about that? I don't know. I know it popped up earlier. Freebie for the week is 5 combat run speed boosts. Coupon code speed boost. That seems like a very practical coupon code. Now remember, whenever you get one of these Traveler Steel-bound loot boxes, all of the best things are contained in these. You'll want to go ahead, loot it immediately, and go to the Lotro store and buy a key. It's basically how you win the game. These things are very precious and valuable. You're going to want to hang on to those. Oh, did I cancel the Fine Skin challenge? Zinger says, I'll go with the fool of a took excuse. That's also acceptable. Alright everybody, I'm going to grab a soda. I've been dry for a little while. I'll be right back. I'm almost out of pistachios. I've got like 4. I think most of the ones that are left in the bowl are hard to crack.
That's what she said.
I think you're using that wrong. Freelancer says, well, he's like 11, right, so... Alright, back in a jiffy, y'all. Chairstream hype! Herky Mad checking in. Hello, Herky Mad. All right. So, also, I wanted to tell you guys about these crazy good curry flavored ramen noodles I ran across. They're called Magi Kari. These were on sale for 2 for 99 cents at my local Asian market. And the regular ramen, there's like a Korean brand called Boduk. That's really good. The noodles are fantastic with the Boduk ramen, but they've got like 15 different kinds of hot and spicy chicken ramen. I wanted something a little different, and I was like, I don't know. I'll give these a try. It's actually a Nestle product. It has a little Nestle logo on the very back. That probably won't show up. But these are just terrific. You boil these up just like you would any other ramen, about 3 minutes in boiling water. I drain most of the water off. I leave a little bit of water in the bottom of the pan, and then add a tablespoon of butter and the seasoning packet. And they're just terrific. Yeah, if you like curry flavored, this is a nice break from the usual chicken, beef, shrimp. I forgot we have shrimp chips in the cupboard too. That would be a fantastic snack. We also have wasabi and sriracha peas. But that's okay. I don't really need a snack right now. But yeah, if you see these in your local Asian market, pick them up. They're absolutely terrific. I had a couple of packs of these for dinner tonight. Mrs. M likes them quite a bit too. And they go good with Coke Zero. Who would have known? So, glad I took a chance on those. You heading out, Antler?
Yeah, I gotta go do that work thing in the morning, so I'm gonna do some chores and head off to bed.
All right, Antler, thanks for hanging out. Have a good night, bud, and I'm sure we'll talk more this weekend. No yawning. You're going to put Donnie to sleep, even though he left already. And there goes Antler. But I still pick up that Manchuan ramen from the grocery store. I mean, it's still pretty good. And I can do some stuff with that, and it's inexpensive. But trying some of the other ramen from the Asian market, there's a lot more diversity in flavors. And like with the Boduk ramen, the Korean ramen, the spice level's off the charts. It's unbelievable how hot that stuff is. And I don't even know I bought the hottest kind. But the quality of the noodles and the chew, it's like, wow, this is just really good. So, not dissing your normal grocery store ramen, don't get me wrong. If you spend just a little bit of time eking some extra flavor out of that, you can turn that into a pretty good bowl of ramen. I had bought some of the Manchuan shrimp ramen and then was actually just putting pre-cooked frozen prawns in it, along with an egg and a little bit of chopped up green onion, and makes for a nice presentation, and it makes Mrs. M quite happy. That's her lunch or dinner. Wild Mambo Queen says dried black fungus soaked, of course, is a staple. Yes. And the Boduck ramen comes with that in the seasoning packet. It's a wee bit fancier. It's also more expensive. I think it's like almost $2 a pack, but totally worth it. It will change how you think of ramen. Singer says, as long as it has some MSG, the king of flavor. Uncle Roger would be proud. All of them have MSG. I haven't watched the video yet, but apparently he's moving from London to LA. If you have access to Asian grocery stores, you can buy a huge package for under $5 and it's shredded already. The fiber content is off the charts. Interesting. Oh, is that the black fungus you're speaking of? It's like 20% of your daily. Yeah, Mrs. M has been on a dried salted seaweed kick. She calls it keem. It's not what they call it in the store. But it's just sort of nice and light and crunchy and slightly salty. She likes to just eat it with rice. Corsairs of Umbar is now available for pre-purchase. Nori, there you go. Matter of fact, for dinner, the only thing she wanted tonight was rice with a little bit of butter and nori and radish kimchi. And we actually used up the last of our radish kimchi tonight. Still have bok choy kimchi, but she hasn't been eating much of that lately. Although last Saturday I was rather proud of myself. I made kimchi and Spam fried rice, and I did it in the cast iron skillet and it turned out really good. I gave Mrs. M a big bowl, and I topped it up with green onion and a hard-boiled egg and some toasted sesame seeds to garnish it. And fortunately for me, there was a little still left over in the pan besides her big giant bowl, so I actually got to try a little bit of it. It was surprisingly good. I doubt most folks would be too excited about eating a recipe that starts out with Spam and kimchi. But yeah, it worked. It was good. If you tried deep fried tofu, made a hot pot the other day, and it was an amazing addition. Yeah, I really like crispy fried tofu. There's a few restaurants here in town that do it well. I think tofu gets a bad rap because they tried, convincing us it was just as good as meat for so long, and it's like it's not meat. Now, if you'd have just presented it as vegetarian cheese, that would have made a lot more sense. But yeah, I actually like tofu. We don't cook a lot of it at home, but we order it out. I make low rent pho. Nice. Vegetarian cheese. Ooh. Well, I mean, it's basically what tofu is.
Sweet-eyed melon.
You may be of service to me. Sweet-eyed melon, will you stay a moment?
There's no lag. What are you talking about?
Greetings, friend. Will you lend me your ear? Sweet-eyed melon, will you stay a moment? Sweet-eyed melon, will you stay a moment?
I suppose I can go down and get a stupid flower.
Mago Valley, might you spare a moment of your time?
Sneaksy kill. Yeah, there's a YouTuber I watch, Aaron and Claire, and he's apparently a chef in Korea. Him and his wife live in Seoul, and he breaks down Asian recipes and basically simplifies them for a wide audience. Wide. It sounded like I might have said white, which is also probably not incorrect. But yeah, he just kind of simplifies Asian food, and I think they were talking about some of the different Korean street food dishes. It would be pretty typical in Korea. They'd take a bowl of ramen and put hot dogs in it and then melt American cheese over it. Not something I would be trying, but it's, I don't know, I get enough hot dogs and macaroni and cheese as it is. Or melted cheese. In fact, it was my great shame. I was thinking of all the different things I could cook myself last Friday for dinner. And as I was going through the list, I'm like, no. Hot dogs and macaroni and cheese. And I'm like, I hate myself, but that actually sounds pretty good. So I had hot dogs and mac and cheese for dinner last Friday. Fuzz the only a couple of ingredients, but I subbed in a quality beef bouillon instead of the 6-hour bone broth. But the broth is so good when it's good. I suppose if you got a quick broth that tastes good, it's probably worth doing. It's kind of weird. I live in Nebraska, and it seems like all the Vietnamese restaurants here in Omaha are going to hell, but the ones in Lincoln are really solid for some reason. The wife will make up an excuse for us to go to Lincoln just so we can get Vietnamese food there. There's a place in Lincoln on 27th Street called Pho Factory, and their pho is terrific. And then there's a little shop right up the plaza. The whole plaza, it's a Vietnamese business plaza, and there's a travel agency, a nail salon, a Vietnamese grocery, and a couple of restaurants. And one of them's this Pho Factory, and the other one's called the Bonwich Cafe, and they do like 20 different kinds of banh mi, and they do boba tea, and they have these waffles, and the waffles, they put coconut milk in the waffle batter, and then there's a plant extract that turns the waffles green, and they're just terrific. They take them off the waffle iron and just hand them to you still warm, and the only thing they put on them is a little bit of powdered sugar, and you just sort of rip them apart and eat them warm right off of the waffle iron, and they're just terrific. Really good. If you do not have any quality Vietnamese restaurants near where you live, you should move. I pray that where Ginger's going in Mississippi that they have Vietnamese restaurants. Because she may not have had one in Idaho. I live in Vancouver, so I basically am surrounded by excellent Asian cuisine. That is very fortunate. Yeah, I watch a lot of Linus Tech Tips, and man, all I hear about is Vancouver is an expensive place to live. Freelancer says we have one. It masquerades as a Japanese place. Yeah. That's got to be rough, Freelancer. I mean, if that's the biggest problem in your life, then life's pretty good, but still. I basically had to start learning how to cook adobo myself because we don't have a Filipino restaurant, and I can never get any of my Filipino friends to hook me up. My coworker Victor's married to his wife's Filipino, and he'd always be like, I was going to bring you some adobo, but we ate it all. And after I started making it, I'm like, yeah, I can see why leftover adobo is not really a thing. This stuff is really good. No, it's fine. They have very good food from both cultures. Oh, okay. Wild Mambo Queen says, oh, you're not kidding. Vancouver's one of the most expensive places in North America. Yeah, if Linus Tech Tips ever collapses, I mean, he'll be a multi-millionaire just by selling off the real estate he's bought for his media studio. There's another tech tuber who did that. A guy out of Dallas, or at least he's in Texas, I think somewhere in the Dallas area. Tech Deals. Him and his wife, they bought a second house, I think right up the street from where they live, so that they could put the filming studio in a different house and not bring that chaos to their actual regular home. And it's kind of brilliant because if the streaming business pays the mortgage and don't have to kill that bear, I took the wrong path down, let's go back around. You stream for 5, 6, 7 years on YouTube and pay off the mortgage, and then, whatever the algorithms bite you, or you decide you don't want to do video content anymore, you own a piece of property that the business paid for that you can sell. The best sushi restaurant in town is run by a Korean family, 2 menus. Ah, okay. Yeah, a lot of the Chinese restaurants here in Omaha are like that too. They're actually Korean owned. Lynx is in the Highmoors. And there's a couple of different... was it Pho and Crab? And then there's I think it's a Cajun and Vietnamese combo, and folks were talking about how they thought that was pretty weird. And I saw, I don't remember if it was Food Network, but I saw a TV special where apparently Vietnamese Cajun hybrid, or fusion as they like to call it, is kind of a big thing in Houston, Texas. Kind of got kicked off there. So that's pretty interesting. That would be an interesting fusion. But yeah, Korean Japanese isn't that uncommon anymore either. I just had lunch at a Mexican restaurant here in town, Isla del Mar, and big restaurant. I guess they have 2 or 3 locations here in town. I just tried it for the first time, but they do sushi, they do Mexican food, they do. We went there because they had a taco special. I went there for lunch with a buddy, the one who never has any leftover adobo to bring me. Where the hell am I going? Oh, I'm going to go pick that flower. Zinger knows me. I love picking flowers. In fact, the owner of that sushi place is a retired Marine Major General. Cool. It's beautiful out here in the Troll Shaws. It's a nice night for a swim. We went out last weekend. It's kind of funny. Mrs. M doesn't really have the hand strength to clip her own nails right now. So when she's complaining about her nails, I just take her to a nail salon here in town. And she's like, well, let's go get the nails clipped, and then we can get pho, and then I want sushi from the Asian market. I'm like, well, if you want sushi, why don't we just go out for sushi instead of going to the Vietnamese place next to the nail salon? She's like, oh, okay. So we went to, it's a very long, well-established restaurant here in town. It used to be called Sushi Ichiban, and now they call it Sakurabana. They changed the name and moved the restaurant. Same owners, same people. And we hadn't eaten there in a really long time, and it was nice to go in there, and we sat down. Mrs. M had the bento box, and it was spicy beef, California rolls, some various tempura, crab shumai, and I think it came with soup and salad. And then I ordered a chef's sushi dinner. It was just kind of a nice mix of different sushis. And it was pretty reasonably priced. The sushi quality was still really good. And one of the cooks that we've known for years and years, he looks like one of my wife's mom's friends that used to live in their building with them. She's always like, oh, Dr. Park is working. It's like, yeah, it's not Dr. Park. He's a sushi chef, but okay. But, you know, my wife thinks that he looks exactly like her mom's friend. So. But he saw us looking over at him and actually waved to us. I don't know if he recognized us or if the restaurant was just slow. But that was nice. It's good to go back to a grocery store. Sushi is always disappointing. The Asian market puts out pretty decent stuff. In fact, they do kimbap and a pretty nice variety of rolls on the weekend. When Mrs. M was in the nursing home, I always joked that I was picking her up gas station sushi, but the Hy-Vee grocery stores here in the area, they do sushi in the grocery stores, and they have these fast and fresh mini marts. Some of them are standalone and some of them are just outside the main store. And I was picking up some of the discount sushi from the Fast and Freshes and taking them to her at the nursing home. When I first started bringing her that, I mean, she hadn't had any Asian food of any kind for a long time, so she was like, oh, this is the best, bring me more of this. And by the time she got out of there, she was really tired of gas station sushi. But even that was, I mean, decent quality. I'd been picking it up for lunch occasionally myself. I'd been doing some contract work for a bank out in Gretna, Nebraska, and there's not an Asian restaurant within 3 or 4 miles of the operations center that I worked at. So getting any kind of Asian food was a blessing, even if it was coming from the Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh. Kimbap is a Korean roll. Normally they fill it with like cooked meat and egg and vegetables, and it's almost like sandwich. If you get kimbap, it's like a savory lunch roll. They tend to be larger and heavier. You might get bulgogi or you might get ham, and it's just different from a regular sushi roll. There's a type of sushi roll called futomaki that the wife likes. It's a little bit like kimbap. It usually has fish cake and a bunch of stuff, and it's a bigger, heartier roll than what you typically get. Don't need to kill any more of those. I think I got all my more hunters. But the gas station sushi I was picking up for it was all just basically different types of California roll. It's like, do you want plain California roll? Do you want California roll with some spicy mayonnaise on it? Or do you want California roll with spicy mayonnaise and some crunchy bits on it? Like tempura batter or something. And it was like $5 for a little tray of it with 10 pieces. We got all the bears I need. Still need badgers and boars. Oh, boar flanks, yeah, okay.
Megovanen. Swilad
Megavanen
Melon.
to you.
Megavanen. Hail, friend, and well met.
So badgers and boars. Everything else is covered. Oh, I know who else I'm going to shout out. Be sure to check out Busy Beth. Busy Beth is a variety streamer. She's super fun to hang out with. Very nice lady, and she streams Lotro. And she came by and raided, and the Questing Dad came by and raided. I had like 45 people on my personal channel the other night when we were doing Tomb of Elendil. That was quite fun. I mean, I usually get a pretty good crowd, but that was definitely better than normal. Appreciate those guys coming by and raiding and saying howdy. Badgers? We don't need no stinking badgers. Actually, I do need badgers. And I need to fight this bear. This bear wants to eat me. Don't need the prowler. Another badger. Go get him, Sneaksy. And I'm going to shout out my friend Mr. Kristoff just because he's such an awesome guy. He does a lot of very cool retro computing stuff. You should go by and check that out. Say hi to Mr. Kristoff. You can tell him Big Ed sent you. He is a Flying Club buddy, also a streamer, a heck of a guy, and yeah, definitely fun to talk to and hang out with. And if you like reminiscing about old computers, definitely a fun guy to talk to. I don't know if I'm going to find him. I always get lost up in here because the foliage is so thick. Somewhere up here is Floyd and DeWitt. Ooh, a goat. A High Moor goat. I don't know if I knew there were goats up here in the High Moors. Interesting. Tuxeramus says, I gave him a follow. I love retro computing. When I was moving, I got in touch with him, and I've had my old Amiga 500 that I bought brand new back in the late 80s. It was my college computer. I did my my papers on it as an undergrad, and I decided that there was a lot of stuff, if I didn't want to move it twice, I wasn't going to move it once. And I was like, I wonder if he'd want this Amiga. And he's actually got it and has it up and running. There they are. Hello, Floyd and DeWitt. The Adventures of Floyd and DeWitt, Part 2. I once told Zinger that one night on Lotro stream we'd just do a whole stream of finding Floyd and DeWitt, and it was very shortly after that he quit questing with me on Fridays, so maybe that was just such a bleak idea he wanted no part of it. Or it could be all the sexual harassment I throw his way. Either way, that's okay. I'm just glad to have Zinger hanging out, and he does still play with the Wednesday night group. But if you were like, didn't Zinger used to run with Ed on Fridays? He did, but then I threatened him with Floyd and DeWitt, so that's not a thing anymore. But he's always welcome to come back. Zinger is very good company, especially if you're exploring Middle Earth. Potten's off for now. Have fun storming the castle. Potten, have a great night. Sorry you didn't have any snacks, but glad you had some good burgers. And hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you more this weekend. Take care. You know, it's funny is I haven't seen any boars up here yet. I don't know the badger pelts are dropping. That's a goat. Don't need to murder the goats. There's another stupid bear. Shove off, bear. We don't need you. There we got a pelt. Hey, there's a boar, I think. Nope, that's a leaf. That's a prowler. I think this is the Giant's Valley. You still have to do your T12 delving, although before the Shadows one cycle around, so Sirlon may not be available on a given Friday. But it might. That's my dream, is to run the Siege of Sirlon delving on Tier 12 solo. So I can show everybody how easy it is. Excuse me. On the squishiest class possible. Is Runekeeper the squishiest class? My Runekeeper's definitely squishy. Never have figured that one out. There's a stone hoof. Man, I was starting to think this place was boreless. Maybe it's just any class that I play is a squishy class, because it's me. Nice. That badger didn't count. Prowler versus Prowler. Badger versus Prowler. Lore Master might be squishier without a pet to help grab the aggro. Probably. Four of 6 on boar. More platinum. The game is taunting me. Hey Ed, you're not on a jeweler tonight. Look at all this beautiful platinum. Sorry if this is hurting your pea brain. We can just all agree that Minstrel's definitely not the squishiest class. Uh-oh. I must have all the badger pelts. Okay, I just need boar haunch. Give me one more stone hoof. Lepithron and raspberries. And 6 of 6. Alright, let's get these turned in. Come, Sneaksy, we ride. Uh-oh, I think I aggroed that bear.
Megovanen.
Oh, nice. Deeds in the Wilderness Advanced.
Greetings to you.
I've never seen so much platinum before in my life. It was literally everywhere tonight, all through the troll shows. Platinum, 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 platinum. And Road to Rivendell. There it is. Ding, ding, ding. The Gates of Imladris. Indeed, Explorer of the Trollshaws. I'm going to pause here just so we can all soak this view in. The Last Homely House, Rivendell. I've been playing this game for 16 years, you guys, and I still pause to come in here and take this in. I mean, that is just a spectacular view. Ooh, don't do that, Ed.
Greetings to you.
Alright, in case you guys hadn't noticed, I'm getting a wee bit sleepy, and I gotta be up at 4:30 to take Mrs. M to dialysis, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it a stream. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. 40-some viewers in chat. Just great hanging out with you guys. It's a nice way to start the weekend. And I should be on my personal channel tomorrow and Sunday. Mrs. M wasn't feeling good last Sunday, so I missed our regular World of Warships stream. I'm looking forward to picking that back up this weekend. And the weather's going to be cold and windy and crappy. So the Flying Club is supposed to have a chili cook-off tomorrow, and that's probably going to get scrapped. But if not, I will go check that out before I stream. And just because I'm calling it doesn't mean you guys have to call it yourselves. El Galadwin is streaming. Other friends that are up, Celestia's streaming Elder Scrolls Online. Tesla de Panda is playing Sons of the Forest. She's a former Lotro Stream team member, if I recall correctly. Professor Teacher G is streaming. She's streaming Lotro right now. So lots of great viewing options. Sky de Powerlifter is playing Warhammer Online. Pharaoh is streaming Lord of the Rings Online. The Buddha Fist is playing Metal Horror Escape. Maddie Ice is streaming some Lord of the Rings Online. Poteen O'Bowen is streaming Lord of the Rings Online. I haven't seen Poteen O'Bowen streaming that for a long time. I'm going to be smart and check and make sure El Galadwin's actually still streaming. I've raided her once or twice when she wasn't. So let's make sure. Well, I see a Coles ad, but that's okay. I did see her as well. So yeah, have a great weekend, everybody. Come by and say hi on my personal channel if you get the chance. And let's go raid El Galadwin. She's a fellow Stream Team member. She's a Mariners baseball fan. And yeah, you guys can hang out with her, show her some love, throw her a follow if you're not already following, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.
Or like if I have to have sweet tea or something, I'm just like, I'm so spoiled. Hey, Lotro Street. Hello, hello, Big Ed. Hello, Lotro Stream. Hello, everybody. Hope you had a good time. Were you doing festival? Other stuff?